All right, boys, got a recap for today. Finally got some pretty good price action. Got some that delivery that we have been missing this past week. It feels good to get a nice clean trade, and then actually have that delivery follow it up. So let's go over the bias for the morning. Um, Honestly, pretty simple day. Overnight, we absolutely dumped because Trump. I know Trump spoke at like 9, so I was expecting some type of dump. I was definitely rathering uh, us, dump rather than keep going up. But we were due for a rebalance, so it was good to see the market drop 500 points in a couple hours. So that was good. Um, and then obviously we had this big previous range, right, from that big pump up that we had. So we came pretty much we came down to EQ overnight, right? Ended up tapping this last 4 hour gap in the leg. And with that said, I was honestly from there I was ready for another expansion move, for sure. Wanted to see how we reacted to that at open, of course, but um, overall, I did want to see us go higher. I think tapping that last 4 hour gap was really like the setting point for us to start another buy model. So yeah, that was that for the higher time frame stuff. At open, we kind of flushed a little bit further up again, and then we ended up coming down, sweeping out this um, intermediate low, right? Inside of this 15-minute gap. Now there was actually a 5 minute, there would have been a 5 minute entry play out right here, right? We tapped into this 1 hour gap right there, respecting that pretty hard. If we got a better close on this inverse right here, definitely would have been valid, but the only reason it wasn't valid even on a retrace was because we hit our break even point. But you're on the close, like this intermediate low right here would have been the break even point to take it down to this low. So obviously that was a fade, right? It's a good fade because we ended up forming another 5 minute gap here. And then normally I wouldn't take a trade off of like unless we sweep some type of liquidity down here. But in this case, we did take out this intermediate low, form that 5 minute, and then I was already bullish for the day, so I wanted to see us, you know, continue to move higher. Plus all of this low resistant liquidity here. We had equal highs at London. Everything was kind of lining up for that nice long to get right. So off of this intermediate low, I'm sure some people might have faded it because we left out this low, but this was the more significant low in my opinion. So we ended up taking out that one right there. Perfect. Had a really nice close, really nice entry. Ended up hopping in right here. Stop loss was just at the body low of this candle. TP, I was fully targeting London here. Um, Now at the time, ES was where's the close? ES was that's not good. A little bit higher than NQ at the time, so I was expecting ES to take out London first. Um, right, so I was looking to get out right when ES hit it, right, to get my piece of the pie. Break even point was this high up here. I ended up going break even kind of earlier because again ES ended up taking it out. So break even there. ES already took the high at this time, and then one candle, I'm out. That's it. Now we did end up going up to London, and that's all good, right? I missed out on what $200 or something like that, so that's fine. Um, and here's the P&L for the day. Um, so yeah, it was a pretty solid day. I'm just happy that the delivery finally ended up playing out. This past week has been tough, right? And I know a lot of traders are probably getting frustrated, whatever the case may be. But you really got to put it into perspective, right? The whole month of March was, I would say it was pretty solid, right? Especially, for me and the way I trade. I'm sure a lot of other traders who trade the same two models I do, I'm sure they had a pretty good month. And you got to realize the market's not going to be perfect forever, right? So, with that said, you got to take what you can get, if that makes sense. So like this right here, I'm fine with hopping out early because ES took out London first. There was an SMT. I didn't want to risk anything, so I hopped out. But yesterday's price action was tough though. It was actually really similar price action to this, in terms of the entry. But again, when you have your model right, it's A plus model. Just take it. Don't hesitate. If you hesitate, it's gonna bite you in the butt later, right? So you just kind of gotta again take what you get, and that's pretty much all there is to it, right? So yeah, that was the recap for today. Overall, I wanted to see price go higher. We went higher. I had the correct bias, and that's it, right? Now you log off for the day and go enjoy your day, hit the gym, whatever you're gonna do, and then right back to it tomorrow, right? So yeah, that's it for me today, boys. Hopefully I can see you tomorrow one more time before the weekend for another recap. But if I don't see you guys tomorrow, hopefully Monday, get on with the new week and let's kill it in the month of April. So yeah, peace out, and hopefully I see you boys tomorrow.